the fact that we're able to do a show with 4 women and be somewhat well received, I think really speaks to the fact that our fan base really supports diversity and supports women in football. Hayden Hurst, the tight end. First of all, I like him because he's a ginger. Second of all, I like him because it's all about mental health. That's what every team needs, is a ginger and somebody who's all about mental health.
I loved everything Urban Meyer. It made me feel better about everything. I'm his biggest fangirl right now. I would give him a lap dance if I could.
Gives a new meaning to the term steak hooker, I guess. The what? Gives a new meaning to the term steak hooker. You never heard of a steak hooker?
Who they say gon' beat them Bengals? Who they say gon' beat them Bengals? Nobody!
What's up, everybody? Hooday! Welcome to Tigress Talk. We are the first and only Bengal show created by women. I am Jess, aka Hubei, and I am joined by my 2 lovely friends, former Cincinnatians, holding it down in Florida, Jerry and Whitney. Thank you guys so much for being here today. We are noticeably one short today. Kayla, our Northern Kentuckian friend Kayla, is the star of the show that's opening this weekend. So she's not with us this week. She's with us in spirit. So Kayla, we love you, and we hope you break both your legs this weekend. How's everybody doing? Thank you, everyone who's joined us live. Thank you, Heroic Teddy and Greg Luther and Stranger 4420 and Crypt Keeper, and Dale is here too. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for all being here, and hooday to you all. How are we feeling, ladies?
Ooh.
Been better, but also been a lot worse.
Yeah, I mean, it's rough. It's a rough start. I mean, like, there's no 2 ways about it, but still got plenty of hope, and the guys are going to turn it around. So,
yeah. Hi, Mama Pam. Thank you I'm glad you liked the opening, and thank you to Haas and to the 513 kid. Hooday, everybody. Heroic Teddy said, I needed this week. I needed this talk this week. Yes, I think we all did. I hope you all brought your ice cream. I feel like I was the only one eating ice cream last week, and it was a little bit awkward, but I didn't care because I just gotten off work and I was really hungry. So I was just going to down that ice cream no matter what anybody else was doing. But I hope this week you guys brought your ice cream. I know Greg said he was thinking about strawberry. I've got birthday cake today. It's first my
nice. So. Mom, bring me some. I forgot to grab it.
Mama Pam, to the
rescue,
to the studio, please. Ice cream. Stat.
Yeah, I had ice cream for lunch.
Yeah, breakfast, lunch, dinner. It's always a good time for ice cream. So.
Yeah, I feel like it's a part of the therapy that we all kind of need right now. Like, we all need to chill out, so ice cream is appropriate for that. But also, like, I need to eat my feelings just a little bit so I can move on to next week.
100% agree. So, game recap. I mean, we all saw it. Not great. Slow start on both sides of the ball. Defense didn't really have an answer for Cooper Rush, which is very annoying to me. But, you know, he played really well. I mean, he had some really good passes, some really good plays. I mean, it was just, they were just getting it done. You know, I felt like the defense started really slow. The offense, all we could get in the first half was a field goal. So, you know, we got behind again. But second half adjustments, you know, I really believe that this is a second half team. And I don't like that it's always a second half team, but I never lose faith in the first half because I feel like this is a second half team. And they definitely could have won it, should have won it, but you know, the defense found its rhythm. They held the Cowboys to just 2 field goals in the second half, which I feel like last week they held them. Oh my God, Whitney, that's one of my favorites, that midnight snack. That is a good one.
I haven't tried it yet.
Oh, it's a good one.
Okay.
But yeah,
go ahead.
So much goodness, so much like different things in that one. It's really, really good. But I just feel like, you know, the offense, we got 2 field goals to start, and then finally that really long touchdown, that long drive. It was like 8-9 minute drive to get the touchdown and the 2-point conversion, which was awesome. I love 2-point conversions. I gotta say, this is like the second week in a row where we've gotten a 2-point conversion. I feel like we did it at least twice that I can remember last season as well. So I really feel like we need to go for 2 every single time. Heroic Teddy said, for me, it's not that we're 0-2 that gets me. It's more of the reasons why. I have faith, though. We'll get it together. Yeah. Greg Luther said, these are all fixable problems they can easily bounce back on.
Yeah, that first week was a complete fluke. Like, if we don't lose Clark, we win that game.
100%. There's no doubt in my mind. We should have gotten that extra point.
And there's your silver lining for week 2. Like, we got field goals back. We're fine.
Yeah.
Adamitis.
And we didn't turn the ball over. So it's like we fixed some mistakes. And honestly, I feel like if the defense didn't let Cooper Rush score like they did in that first half, we win that game easily. I feel like even though our defense is great and I love them so much, and I really feel like that's been the bright spot of this team so far, and it was for me last year too. I mean, and I'm a defense girl. I love defense, but I really feel like that slow start kind of killed us. And the fact that we then couldn't answer anything on offense was just like, it was just a double whammy. You're not going to win games like that, unfortunately. But we still could have. I honestly thought that game was headed to overtime. And that kind of gave me hope because I was like, it's fine. It'll go to overtime. It's no big deal. And then they get that first down, and then they get that field goal. And I was just like, all the air went out of my balloon. And I was a little sad, but.
It was, I knew for sure it was going into overtime. Like, I just knew it.
Yeah.
And once we got that 2-point conversion that you guys were talking about.
Yeah.
I also thought in that moment, like, well, okay, we're going to win. Like, we just needed time to do whatever, get in some kind of groove. I don't know if, like, our timing is just off, our tempo is just off, if it's strictly because of O-line play. I don't know if it's play calling. My suspicion is it's a combination of all those things. But the offense just hasn't felt like they've got it figured out yet. Like, they're just not clicking yet. And they'll have moments of inspiration, like when they tied it up last week, that gives you that, that they're going to figure it out. Like, it gives you the confidence that it's going to be fine. But for some reason, it's just not together yet. Maybe it's this week that happens.
Yeah. I don't know. I really, my favorite word is execution. And I really feel like that is where everything starts and ends with execution. If we can execute these plays better, I don't necessarily know that it's the play calling. I don't know that it's, one thing. I agree with you, Whitney. I think it's a combination of a lot of different things. I think the play calling is probably the least of our worries. I think if we can execute these plays the way that we know how, I mean, the opening drive is supposed to be the give me points. That's where everybody's supposed to know what's going on. The scripted plays, it's supposed to be like we're supposed to score on the opening drive, and we haven't in the last 2 games. And I just feel like it's because they have this really great plan, and it's just not getting done. It's just not happening. So I really like, and I hate using this as an excuse because I truly believe that he's superhuman. But, Joe having that open appendectomy and then was seen with an IV in his arm on the Bengals field, which tells me that he was probably being treated for an infection after the fact, which is very common after an appendix rupture. You get, your appendix ruptures and your whole peritoneal cavity, your abdominal cavity fills up with infection, and you have to be on IV antibiotics, and it's a very big deal. And I really feel like that's probably why. So. Hooday, Lisa, thanks for joining us. Hooday to Darth Bengal. And I'm glad you guys are here. Thank you so much. Heroic Teddy says, agreed. It's more of a combination of issues we need to fix rather than just one issue. Yeah. I mean, it's really convenient to want to like blame one person for something, but it's just not that easy ever in life, I feel like. Eric says, Hooday, what's going on? Who's going to oh, no, he did not say what's going on. I totally inserted that for you, Eric. I apologize. Eric said, Hooday, who is going to teach Joe the life lesson that telling people to relax has never once in the history of the world actually caused somebody to relax? That's funny, Eric. I don't know, though. I sort of feel like if Joe Burrow told me to jump off a cliff, I would jump off a cliff. So if Joe Burrow's telling me to relax, I'm going to relax.
Oh, yeah. Like, if my husband tells me to relax, I'm going to, like, lose my mind. But Joe Burrow tells me to relax, I'm going to be like, okay, just take some deep breaths, do some yoga. It'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like if Joe's not panicking, if Joe's not ready to throw away the whole thing, if Joe's not ready to throw away these coaches, then who are we to say that he is? And honestly, I understand that people are concerned for him. I think it mostly comes from a place of love. I think sometimes people are kind of waiting just for the bottom to fall out just because they want to be mad about something, but I feel like for the most part, the concerns that people have about Joe Burrow come from a place of love. But I was really kind of annoyed with everyone saying that like he's lost his swagger, he's gonna pull a Andrew Luck, he's gonna get hit too many times and quit, and I just really was like, come on, guys, we are 2 games into this season. I really feel like Joe is just the kind of player that's gonna get sacked. I mean, that's just the way that he plays. He's gonna get sacked. He may or may not have a few turnovers, but the big plays will negate all of that. If we won those games, nobody's talking about this crap. You know what I mean? And we almost did. We almost did. And you think about those close games that we won last year at the beginning, like the Vikings game that we won in overtime. I mean, we went into Chicago and that was a total stinker, but we almost won that game. Nobody really remembers those anymore because they happened before. And I feel like this is like Groundhog Day, where we're talking about the same things we were talking about last year. Everybody was worried about play calling. Everyone was worried about Zach. Fire Zach Taylor. Fire Zach Taylor. Everybody's all worried about Zach Taylor. And then we start winning and then we go to the Super Bowl and then everybody is quiet about it. And then, oh no, we didn't win. We lost 2 games now. Very, very, very close games. And everyone's back on the same narratives. And it's just kind of, I don't know. I don't love it, but.
No, I don't love it either, but I will play devil's advocate for a second. Those are 2 teams we were supposed to beat. Let's be honest. The Steelers are not in our zip code in terms of talent on their roster, and they have some very obvious issues. And then we come into week 2 with a very limp offense that the Dallas Cowboys have, that we saw them in week 1 and thought was a total joke, and a brand new quarterback. So I'm not insulting our team, but what I am saying is our schedule doesn't get easier as the season goes on. It gets way harder. And so right now, I feel really glad that the team is not panicking. I'm not panicking, but the sooner they get this worked out, the better for sure, because our schedule ramps up in a hurry.
I feel like that we've kind of not done great against teams that we were like absolutely supposed to beat. Like look with the Jets last year, what happened there. But we've done really well against teams that we weren't supposed to be doing really well against. So that's one of the things that comforts me a little bit, is we tend to do better against the teams that are like, top of the mountain teams.
I 100% agree, Jerry. And, I feel like we won games last year that I did not think we were going to win, and we lost games last year that I did not think we were going to lose. So I feel like it's just the same thing again. It's like I didn't think we were going to lose to Chicago last year. I certainly didn't think we were going to lose to the Jets. Okay, but I wasn't quite sure that we could really go into Baltimore and embarrass the Ravens the way that we did. I did not think that we were going to be able to hold our own against the Chiefs, in our stadium, which I should have known better. But it's like, you just don't, you never know. It's impossible to predict. And even though we can say that these aren't great teams, they're still professional football teams. I mean, these guys still get paid a lot of money. I mean, even a backup quarterback, he's been in the league a while. I mean, he knows what he's doing. Zeke Elliott is great. Noah Brown, I think is his name. The guy from Ohio State is great. So, they do have good players on their teams, even though we definitely should have beat them. Greg says, Jason Whitlock saying Joe Burrow tries to get media attention. One of the dumbest comments I've ever heard in my entire life. Yeah, that whole thing was such trash. I'm glad Mo called that out. And then he was like retweeting Mo, like quote tweeting him, and I just was like, this is weird energy.
You mean the man that deletes his social media during football season is the media whore?
Yeah, he's definitely trying to get your attention, Jason, you freaking clown. But Crip says, there's something about Joe press conference today makes me feel better for the rest of the season. Oh, 100% Crip. I watched that press conference and I was like, I ain't worried. Hey, Mary's here. She said, I think those loss of swagger comments were bound to happen. Those comments only don't happen if we go undefeated. People are hungry to bring the Bengals down off the Super Bowl high. Yeah, I feel like it was a lot of that, Mary. I mean, I feel like some of it was well-intended, and some people kind of came for me and were like, hey, I had the best of intentions. I just love him, and I'm worried about him. And okay, I'll buy it. But I think it's some of both, and I don't like any of it, to be honest with you. But I understand people who are concerned, but I'm not worried.
I will say I think some of the loss of swagger comments came from, and I said this like at the beginning of the game, like in Joe's eyes this past game, it just looked different than some of the other games. Like it just looked like something was off. Like I don't know if maybe he wasn't feeling well or if he had something going on, because God forbid, these guys are supposed to be superhuman all the time, but they are human and go through stuff that we don't know about. So it just looked like that there was just something off with him.
Yeah.
In his
And
eyes.
I think I texted the group chat when he came off I forget what play it was, towards the end of the game, but like he looked very upset. Not at anybody. It wasn't like there was some kind of drama. He just came off and like was snapping that helmet down and just looked very frustrated is probably the best word. And I agree, Jerry. Like I think that might be where some of the comments come from. Is just we're not used to seeing some of those facial expressions on Joe. Yeah.
Well, I remember him getting pissed last season. There were times where he got pissed at his receivers. I mean, I think one of the times he was pissed at Joe Mixon, honestly. And after that penalty or whatever kept him on the field, he was like really pissed about that. I don't even know. Can't even remember what happened before that. But I just remember like thinking like, oh, he is not happy right now. But yeah,
looks like frustration, but that's bound to happen. I think everybody, the fans and the team themselves, expected to keep some of their momentum from last season. Because you talk about those games that we're not supposed to lose, like the Bears and Jets last season. A lot of that happened towards the beginning half of the year when, like before we started that phenomenal run where we were just on fire. Because not only were we a second half team, like we were kind of like a second half of the season team in terms of like really hitting our stride and like
100%.
Really just being a force to be reckoned with. And I think the hope or the expectation, even from the player's standpoint, probably was that they would carry that momentum from the end of last season straight into this season. And then you see other teams like the Bills hitting the ground running, and that's what your expectation was. And when they don't match, it gets people a little freaked out. But the fact of the matter is, it's not the exact same team, and that O-line is 1,000% different. There's one player from last year that's still on it. So but it's probably just going to be like last season, as Joe said, where it's just going to take a few games for us to hit that stride again. It just hopefully it's sooner than it was last season, and it should be. I think it will be too. So.
Well, and that's a good point, Whitney. And honestly, I would argue that without that appendectomy, we would have done that. Yeah. We could have at least, And I get that there are still questions about this offensive line and things like that, but I don't think that Joe is 100%. I don't think he was 100% when he started against Pittsburgh. I don't think he was 100% yesterday. I mean, I think he will say that he is, but it's impossible to know. And the fact that he really didn't get any like reps in training camp and things like that until like the very end when they were just practicing with the Rams, I really feel like that really kind of explains a lot of that. So, I get now. Trust me, I would love to be hitting the ground running like the Bills are, but Josh Allen didn't have an open appendectomy, so good for him.
And people are acting like we've lost these two games by like 40 points each game.
I know.
We've lost each game by 3 points.
I think somebody said that they would prefer that, and I was like, you're out of your mind. Like,
yeah. Oh God, no. There would be a full-on meltdown.
Oh yeah,
it would break Twitter if we lost like that.
Look at what's going on with the Titans right now, and they were the number 1 seed last year. For one, I think we broke them. I completely think we broke them, but like that was hard to watch for them. Yeah, I'm just like, oh, their fans. It made me kind of appreciate the last 2 weeks have sucked. Let's admit it, it's sucked, but there's still a lot of hope there, and we're gonna figure it out eventually.
100%. Yeah. Rob said, like I said elsewhere, Kimbrough, please have a normal offseason. Rob, I think that would be too much to ask for, but God, what else? I mean, I hate to even say what else because I don't want to find out, but I feel like there's just, ugh.
Just keep them in a bubble.
Your bad luck can only continue for so long, right? But
And they say it comes in threes, and that was 3. So let's hope that we're done with that.
I agree. I believe I'm a little stitious about that. I believe in that.
Little stitches.
All right. Well, let's get into our bombshell breakdown this week. This week I was really excited when she sent me this video. I'm really excited. I really geeked out when I watched this. But so this kind of ties into the game recap this week. So we will let's go ahead and roll that here.
Hey y'all, it's Kayla Kasky back with your bombshell breakdown of the week. Today we're going to look at a play that the Bengals scored with last week against the Cowboys. It's their touchdown in the fourth quarter and then their tying 2-point conversion. So let's go ahead and take a look at this week's film. Okay y'all, let's set this up. There's 4 minutes and 17 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. It's 2nd and 5 and the ball's on the 5-yard line and the Bengals are down by 8 points. Let's watch these guys get lined up here. Okay, I'm going to set this play up. The Bengals are coming out on a 2-by-2 formation, and what that means is they have 2 guys on each side of the center and 1 running back. Let's count them. 1, 2, the running backs here, 4, 5. So these are our 5 eligible receivers, and let's let it go a little bit more here. Here we go. The defense is setting up now. The ball is fixing to be snapped. The Cowboys here are playing brackets max. What that means is they're going to be rushing these 3 inside guys here. And then there's going to be 8 guys dropping. 1, 2, 3. Whoop, not him. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 guys dropping. So 5 guys from the Bengals are eligible. And the Cowboys have 8 guys to cover them. So with brackets, when I say brackets like this. So they're going to be trying to bracket these Bengals players and double team in as many options as they can. And the Bengals will be running an in-whirl little route here. Let's watch it go. Okay, so let's see. Here we go. I'm stopping it. Brackets. Jamar Chase bracketed up. Brackets. So there's 2 brackets here, 2 guys on each of our receivers here. We have one-on-one, 3 brackets. There we go. So this is our situation. This is what Joe's seeing. He's seeing pretty much everybody's covered here, right? We're all covered. And this guy right here, clear, right here. Let's take note of him. His back is to the ball. He has no idea where the ball is. His job is to cover Jamar Chase. The Cowboys are saying, y'all may beat us, but Jamar Chase is not going to beat us. Take out their best player, make their next best player beat us. All right, so here we go. Everybody's taking. Joe, at this point, comes out of the pocket, and now we're in the scramble drill. He's just running out trying to find any receiver. Here we go. Boom, touchdown, found it. Okay, so this play is setting us up. Some coach, here we go, the inside, the end zone view. Same play, same touchdown play. Scrambling. Boom, there we go. Touchdown. All right, so now we're coming up for our 2-point conversion. I'm going to pause it there to say that some coach from the Bengals team saw this throughout the game progression, that the number 28 over here was double teaming Chase. And when they were, he wasn't really paying attention to the ball. So that takes him 100% out of the defense when they're going. So now the Bengals are going to set up an empty. The Cowboys are still playing brackets max. They're going to be dropping 8, rushing 3. We have our receivers out. Okay, here we go. Here's our brackets again. Brackets, 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 rushing. Oops, hit the wrong button. Let's go back a minute. Let's look at this. Okay, let's let them go again. What happens here? These guys are not paying attention. They're only keeping Jamar Chase from getting this ball. And that is their only assignment. So here we go. Someone saw this, that there's a big empty space right here. And so that's where Tyler Boyd went and caught the ball. Gonna run it back just a minute. Let's just look at the way the Bengals set up again. So they're an empty. So that means earlier, the running back set up over here, and it brought more of the defensive players this way. This time, he's setting up near the line, and it's bringing more defensive players this way, away from where the ball is going to be. There we go. One more time. This 2-point conversion for the tie. Inline whirl again. That is the route that Tyler Boyd ran. Let's go back and look at it. When I say inline whirl, basically the receiver's job is to run to the inline, and then they're going to whirl around. In this case, he ran and went this way. So here we go. All the receivers are going inline whirl. They're going in and inline. There we go. Did we just see them? Chase did the same thing and went to the end and whirled. All right, y'all. So I know last week didn't turn out the way we hoped with that win, but that was just 2 plays that had a lot of positivity in it and a lot of progress moving forward. Again, this is Kayla Caskey with your Bombshell Breakdown of the Week.
Isn't she great?
She reminds me of like the little girl from Remember the Titans, like when she grows up. Like
I know exactly what you're talking about. I love that so much. Rob says, I didn't know I was getting coached up tonight. Hell yeah. Yeah. Bombshell breakdown every week. I'm really excited about that. Yeah, it's funny because she is so incredibly smart when it comes to football. And I feel like it's like, I don't want to tell her to dumb it down, but sometimes I feel like we need to dumb it down. but like, I think she explains things so well. Like it's explained in a way that I feel like even people who don't know anything about football can follow. Like I honestly, the whole brackets things is just like blowing my mind. But Mary says, excuse me, Kayla, loved this segment and the detail and the explanation is chef's kiss. Yes, I agree. Darth Bengal says, awesome. Thank you guys. Thank you. I'm so glad you guys all like that. I can't say enough about Kayla Caskey. She's the bomb. But
it was fantastic. And those are things I don't see as they happen. And I love learning stuff like that because it brings a new element to the game. Like it really does.
Exactly.
And it also makes me feel extra good. I mean, we knew in real time those were cool plays, but they're even cooler now. So
well, I'll be honest with you. In real time, when I saw Joe running all the way to the sideline, I was like, just run in, just run in, just run in. I feel like I saw the empty field in front of him, and I couldn't see the receiver down in the end zone because the way that the camera angle was when I was watching it. So I was like, just go, just go, just go. And then he throws the ball at the last minute, and I'm like, ooh, and then touchdown. So, that's why he's Joe Burrow. But I also really like that play because I feel like that was a really good example of where he was kind of seeing the field. And I think there were a lot of examples on Sunday where he really wasn't seeing the field. I don't know if you guys follow Jeff Schwartz, but I really love him. And his wife's really pretty, and I am jealous of her shoe collection. But so Jeff Schwartz actually did a 4-minute breakdown, and he did one play, and he was basically like, in this one play, I will explain to you everything that's going wrong with the Bengals offense. And it was pretty, it was on, I don't know if you guys have watched it. If you haven't, you definitely need to check it out. But it is very interesting to me. I mean, the pocket, the way that the guys are blocking, the O-linemen, I mean, they're backing so far up. They're all the way in Joe's face. Joe had open guys downfield. He didn't throw the ball. And it's hard to say what he's exactly thinking in those moments, but I kind of feel like he is worried about getting hit and not seeing his guys that are open downfield. So, I don't know. That's just a theory of mine. But I feel like in that play, that did not happen. He saw his guys. He saw everything unfolding the way it was supposed to be. And, maybe he had to run all the way to the sideline to be able to see what was going on, to get away from the pressure and everything else. But, that makes me believe that there is hope and, things are going to get together. It's just going to take a little time maybe. But.
Yeah. I mean, those are the types of plays you build on. Those are building blocks. So we'll take those into the Jets next week. It'll be fine.
Crib says those boots are fire. Great episode, Miss Kayla. Yeah, actually, everything.
BB agrees. If that was BB, probably not.
Probably all of them. I don't even know, to be honest with you. She probably started it. She's the instigator. But what was I even saying? Oh, Kayla's boots, yeah. So like I have some sparkly Uggs and a sparkly belt, and people are always like, "Oh, where'd you get those?" She literally made them for me. So
Oh wow.
Oh,
she's all
nice.
about the glitter. I love her. Okay, well, let's get into some viewer questions. I apologize to everyone. I forgot to play our graphic last week, so I am also a little rusty. Thank you to all of you who submitted questions on Twitter this week. First up, we have Christian Giacconi Bo. I hope I'm saying your name right. I am probably not, but he always brings us a serious question and a fun question. So, serious question: do you think Clark Harris is done with Cincy, even though he stated he won't retire? I don't think so, is what Christian has said. What do you guys think? I don't think so either.
No.
I agree with you, Christian. I don't think so either.
No, I think once he gets healthy, he's back in the job. He's kind of the GOAT long snapper, and he's Cincinnati guy, so yeah.
I feel like he's got one more year left in him. You know what I mean? I feel like he can get this surgery or whatever he needs to fix this problem and then get back there and have one more good year. And then, you know, maybe we'll keep Cal somehow. I don't know. But I think he's got another year in him after he recovers from this. But I don't know. Time will tell. We'll see. I do love him though. I wish him all the best.
I saw him one time. He said he was like really trying to take on Tom Brady as far as being the oldest guy in the NFL. So he just needed Tom to retire. So I have faith he will be back maybe for a long time. Who knows?
I love that. I love these old guys in the NFL. It makes me believe that my dreams are not too far and that I'm not too old to achieve all my dreams. Rob says, I don't think Clark will go out on an injury like he stated. Yeah. He needs a revenge tour or something, I guess. All right. Thanks, Christian. And then his fun question is, my son is 6.5 months old. That's adorable. Do you gals think it's worth it to buy a jersey for him now, wear for one season, or wait until next year, wear for multiple? Jerry, since you are both pregnant and the resident fashionista, I'm going to defer to you on this question.
So I'm the worst person to ask for this because I have basically like every age, every month. Like for, let's see, I have a couple old school, what is it, Chad Johnson jerseys that I got.
Oh my God.
I got like a bunch of old school stuff that were like actual jerseys for like little babies. I'm like, this is the cutest thing I've ever seen.
Aw.
So, I mean, I would say just get them for everyone if you can. If not, they have like a ton of like super cute Bengals onesies. So he also has one for pretty much every day of his life.
Yeah, I was at your shower and I can confirm that is true.
We don't have a theme or anything. Like all of his stuff
not.
is either Bengals, just Tigers in general, orange. Like he's stocked up for a while.
Yeah. You know, it's funny because I am big on consignment. So I would say, you know, maybe try and either buy or sell on consignment. You know, if you want to buy something this year new and then try and sell it on consignment, or if you want to try and buy on consignment and resell on consignment, that I'm all about Poshmark. I don't know, is there a Poshmark for babies? There should be.
Yep. That's where I got a ton of stuff was Poshmark, Mercari.
They have baby stuff?
eBay.
Perfect.
Yep. I got so much stuff.
Okay, I'm going to tell Christian. I don't think he's here right now. If you're watching later, Christian, Poshmark, or I will make sure that we reach out to you because I'm big on consignment, especially for kids because they grow so fast.
Yeah.
You know, it's like if you want to buy nice stuff, it's like you will go broke. So it's like if you can't either buy it used or then sell it and recoup some of your money, I feel like that's the way to go.
Or just ask somebody like in your friends or family,
Trade.
like that's what you want. No, just ask them to buy it for you. Like clip this part of the episode and send it to them that this is your wish.
Right.
Put it on your wish list. Somebody will buy it for the baby. You're set. You don't have to pay any money.
I've gotten a ton of hand-me-downs. Like Kayla gave me so many hand-me-downs from Ivy, and it's so freaking cute. A lot of times they're also sell them in like lots. So I want to say it was like 8 onesies that looked brand new for like $14. So
Wow.
But again, I look like every day because I'm a psychopath.
You know what? That is like a really great idea for like the Bengals fan community because kids, I mean, obviously the babies are outgrowing stuff so fast. And unless it's something super sentimental that you want to hang on to, which you don't want to hang on to most of that stuff, they should be like a swap. Most
For
of it's
sure.
unisex too, like
Exactly.
for babies and little kids. So
It's funny. I forget who I was talking to on Twitter, but a bunch of us have bought in like Bengals jewelry that we've deemed to be bad luck, and so we've decided that we're all just gonna get together and trade it. Like,
Oh, I
we'll
like
all just
that.
swap pieces, and then maybe it won't be bad luck anymore.
I think it's worth a shot.
I think so too. I don't know. I'll try anything at this point. Oh my God. I don't know if y'all can hear the thunder at my house, but it just thundered so loud at my house.
Oh no.
Wow.
Anyway. All right. Thank you so much for your question, Christian. All right. And then Greg says, do you think Jesse Bates should get less reps and have Dak get more reps? So yeah, I did look it up because I couldn't remember even hearing Dax's name called, but Dax only got 2 snaps out of 61 defensive snaps, and Jesse Bates got 60. So he only was out for 1 defensive play. And I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I sort of feel like Lou kind of knows what's going on, and kind of Lou is the one making these decisions probably. So I kind of would defer to him, but I do think that your first round draft pick should get some reps theoretically. So I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think he will as the season goes on, but right now we're going to stick with what we know, and we know basically what we get with Jesse Bates. But those reps will come, as the season goes along.
Yeah, and it's not just the plays. Like Jesse's a leader on that field and does a lot of communicating on that field. So I would like to see Dak get more time on the field to play, but also I don't know all the schemes and all that kind of stuff. I don't understand all of that. So I'm just assuming that Jesse's playing well, but also he's a leader and coordinating a lot of what's happening on the field. So
yeah, and I know when I listened to Locked On, I know that they were not super impressed with Jesse's play so far. I haven't watched enough film breakdown to really, suss all that out. But I do think that because he's a veteran guy, it's important for rookies like Dax to kind of learn behind him and kind of, learn the ropes from somebody like that. I think that's how people are the most successful in the NFL is when they get to sit behind somebody for half a season or a season and kind of really learn the position and learn the NFL and things like that. So I think there's value there. I don't know.
yeah.
But thank you, Greg, for your question. I hope you're enjoying your strawberry ice cream. And then from Mary, she says, La'el Collins was regarded as one of the biggest O-line additions for our offseason. In the Dallas game, he missed multiple blocks on Parsons. I'm talking Parsons zoomed by him untouched. Collins also had 2 false start penalties. Then this week, he wasn't at practice on Wednesday. I know it's still very early in the season, but do you have any concerns with Collins? And at what point do we start to worry about the O-line's unification and communication issues? That was a lot. Thank you, Mary, for that thoughtful question. I appreciate it. I don't know what to think, honestly, about La'el Collins. I think in a lot of ways, Dallas kind of knew what they were up against with him, even though Parsons, yeah. So, and Parsons was the defensive rookie of the year. So, I mean, it's not like he was going against a scrub. So I feel like, maybe people can say that he's not quite been as impressive as they hoped he would be, but I don't know. Again, he passed his physical. People were saying that, oh, he's injury prone. Oh, this is why they didn't want him, blah, blah, blah. But, he passed his physical. A lot of people wanted La'el Collins. It's not like the Bengals were the only ones going after La'el Collins. I think a lot of people had interest in him, and a lot of analysts had said before the season started that this O-line was going to be better. This O-line was going to be better. So the fact that it's not better when on paper we have a lot of, very good talent, especially with Ted and Kappa.
Alex.
And, I feel like, Jonah, you could argue that he's taken a step back. I don't really know, but and then Volson has been kind of a nice surprise. So it's like, on paper these guys are all serviceable at worst. They are, and I would argue that Ted Karras is actually really fantastic. But the communication, I don't know if that's the whole problem. I know Joe has kind of alluded to that, but I think like other things, it just takes time. Mary says, I'm not riding off Lyle Collins by any means either. Later reports today were that he had a back injury, same issue from training camp. Yeah. No, I know, Mary. I know you would never write somebody off for that. But yeah, it's just it is tough. A lot of people were. I've noticed a lot of grumbling about him, so I understand. But I think like a lot of things, it's going to take time, and we're not patient people, so we don't want it.
I'll admit it raised some concerns in me just seeing him like completely just get burnt on a lot of plays, but I kind of I forgot that he had the back injury.
He's on the ground a lot. Like I'm like, why are you on the ground again? Like, and sometimes he literally just dives. Like he literally just like.
And I'm like, it makes me feel like that's how I would be if I was.
Me too. Like I would literally just be like. She's down again. Like
I know. But yeah, I have concerns for sure. I do believe that the back injury might be more of a lingering issue than what we knew, and maybe that's holding him back from being 100%. But I was so hoping, I said it last week, that this would be a huge game for him. He knows Micah a little bit, and then also he knows the Cowboys, and I always love those games where the guys come out playing like twice as fired up, and it's a little personal because they want to show their old team like this is who you let go. Like
Mike Hilton.
It's like when you see an ex and you're out at the bar and you're like,
yes, I wanted him to have a Mike Hilton pick six on Big Ben moment for that game, and it didn't happen, and he didn't look good, and so I whatever it is that is going on with that O line, but especially Lyle, I hope they figure it out soon, and I hope his back feels better.
Me too. Kelsey's here. Hi, Kelsey. She says, I think they just need more time to mesh. Yes, I 100% agree. Rob says, hello, ladies. Just got here. Rob, you are late, sir. Just saying. Sorry if I answered this already, but the Bengals getting any players back or reinforcements to the O-line. Please beat the Jets on Sunday. Yeah. I think Lyle will probably play. I don't know for sure. Guess we'll find out, but Stranger 4420 says the line will be better when they are a unit instead of five guys. Yeah.
That's
good way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Prescott says they need lots of time to start clicking, and our guys will win. Yes, I like it. Rob says at the Pittsburgh game, it seemed like he didn't have a clue as to what was going on. He came up from his stance a lot and looked over at Burrow.
That's communication usually, isn't it?
I didn't know that. I'm here, Jess, and the golden voice in Jerry.
No.
Golden voice, Jerry.
That makes me laugh every time because I swear in my head I sound like a Smurf.
No, you don't. All right.
God.
Do we have any conspiracy theories this week? I really could not think of any. Do you guys have one?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. I was hoping so.
Okay. I still have my FTS.
I love it.
On,
always. FTS always.
Every week.
Lose to the crappy Patriots.
All right. So I think one of the things that's going on right now, the reason why we're starting a little bit slow and it's a little bit bumpy, is it's the football god's way of separating the boys from the men, as they say in some ways, but the real fans from all those bandwagon fans we picked up last year. I think we're just shaking a few loose off the back of this bandwagon. They're just falling off a little bit.
I like it.
So yeah, I think it's just a football guys testing to see who wants to really hang.
Yes, I like that one.
The real ones from the fakers. Also, I think it's probably we all bought all gear in the off season because we were really excited, and we should probably go back and wear some of our old school classics that we know are lucky from last season.
I tried. I wore my socks and they didn't work. I'm sorry. I changed my whole outfit. I changed my whole outfit around wearing those socks. because they're like the really thick socks, and I was wearing them at work, and then I left work. I went to the bar. I still had my stupid socks on, and it didn't work. So maybe they only work if I'm at work. I don't know.
Maybe it's only the tops that matter. Like I've worn only new tops this season on game day. I need to pull some out from my closet that were clutch last year.
You know what? I wore an old top on Sunday to the Steelers game, but I can't remember if we won it. I think we did. Nope, because I remember I saw the I saw the GIF that somebody made, and that was at the Green Bay game. So Darth Bengal says, "I love the hats." Yes, these are our conspiracy theory hats. We gotta wear our tinfoil hats when we talk about our conspiracy theories because we're weird. But yeah, no, I love that, Whitney, and I feel like I think somebody said God was a Bengals fan. I think on Cap's show, Blind Tiger show, that he does on Tuesday nights. I think that somebody said something like God is a Bengals fan, and I said if God is a Bengals fan, then we're all Job. It's a Sunday school joke. If you know your Sunday school, then you know Job was the guy in the Bible that like everything bad happened to him, and God was just testing him, which is kind of a messed up thing to do. I'm not gonna lie, but it happens apparently.
Yeah, what up with that?
I don't know. It's not my favorite story. I'm gonna be real honest about that. All right,
well,
Jerry, you have any conspiracy theories, or what were you gonna say, Whitney? I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, I'm going to dig out whatever I was wearing when we broke the curse for playoff games and then just wear it the rest of the season. I think it'll work.
It is way too warm for that, Whitney. Do you know what
just
I was wearing
shirt
that
underneath
day?
it. You don't have to put the coat on.
I don't even know what I was wearing that day because I was wearing like 1,500 layers, including snow pants. I was wearing snow pants.
Same.
I can't be doing that.
I mean,
maybe that's why we'll win at the end of the season because I'll have my snow pants on.
I'm very limited in what even fits me at this point of all my stuff.
Yeah. I like where your head's at, Whitney. I just don't know how practical that is, but I will do my best. I know we won some games in there. I'll try and trace back what I was wearing.
Find a winter shirt. Not winter, a winning.
Winner.
Yes.
All right. What do you got, Jerry? Any conspiracy theories?
Yeah, you know what? I think that this is all just because, what is it? Mercury's in retrograde or Gatorade or whatever they say.
Yeah.
And that's why we're so off the last couple of weeks. But also look at what happened this week in the AFC North with all the like last second losses. Like for one, it was amazing for watching everybody else, but
yeah. Well, I don't know who is in charge of that, but somebody needs to get Mercury out of the microwave, please. Also, my microwave broke. Is that what that means?
Yes.
My microwave broke this week. Is it because of Mercury?
We're just blaming it.
Blame it on the Mercury. I feel like Mercury. That's a song.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. All right.
I need a remix of Blame It on the Alcohol, but Blame It on the Mercury. That's what I need.
Blame it on the Merc. Ain't nothing work. I don't know.
Finish that. Finish it.
I got one line.
I need you in the studio tonight.
Blame it on the Mercury. Instant classic. I can feel it right now.
Love it.
Just let us know when the album drops.
Mercury and Gatorade. Bobby Boucher will be freaking out. Gosh. New segment, Bengals astrology. This conspiracy theory report is basically Bengals astrology. We're gonna call it conspiracy theories and astrology. And I know nothing about astrology other than it's made up, probably.
Next up, palm reading. Just put your hands on the screen, boys and girls.
If we're gonna be superstitious, we'll just go all in on the crazy. You know, why not? Full crazy. All right. Well, Kayla is not here to give us an injury report, but looking ahead. Actually, shoot, I skipped a whole bunch of stuff. Oh my gosh, I'm not okay. All right, I'm done with my hat. Taking my hat off, and I think Whitney, it's time for you to give us some game balls.
Okay.
Hot, hot, hike.
Instead of clicking on it, I like dragged it to another spot, and my like soul briefly left my body because I thought it was all messed up. But okay, it's fine. All right, go ahead.
All right, this was not the easiest week to do this. I'm not gonna lie. Just there wasn't a ton going on, but I'm gonna give one game ball to the guy who is a veteran that we can always depend on. It just does not seem to matter if the team itself is in a high moment or a low moment or what. I did my hands backwards when I did that. But for his 2-point conversion and always being Mr. Third Down, Mr. Clutch, all of that, Tyler Boyd, you get a game ball. We love you, man.
Big levels.
Never go away.
Yes.
Yeah.
Big levels, TB. I yell that at him every time. Every time.
His levels are always big. Sometimes we're
Cap.
not. Yeah.
Nobody tell Kat that just happened.
I didn't see anything. Saw nothing.
I tried to put my hands over like I'm going to block it, like you can't see it from the screen. I don't think technology works that way.
This thing is possessed. Oh my god, y'all. I'm gonna get in so much trouble. Anyway, yes, Tyler Boyd, very deserving. I love that guy. I love seeing him get big catches. I feel like, everybody loves their shiny new toys and T and Jamar, and yes, we love him too. But TB, he is the OG.
He never fails us.
Never.
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 Mm-mm.
But okay, all right. Well, I think we need to talk. All right, we need to talk. Sponsored by Birmingham Meadery. I am drinking. Oh, gin. Is that a new one, Whitney? Gin.
I haven't tried it yet. Yeah, it's brand new
wow.
to me. Yeah.
I'm still drinking Dreaming of the Horned King. It is delicious. I never want it to end. So yes, code Tigress gets you 15% off 2 or more bottles of mead. And Birmingham, go check them out. They are awesome guys, awesome Bengals fans, and mead is delicious. You're double fisting over there.
2 bottles or more.
Thoughts and prayers to Jerry, who can't drink any mead right now, but she got a cute little onesie last week, so it's all good.
It was so cute.
Yes. So yeah, I feel like I already used all my stuff I wanted to talk about. I got really excited at the beginning of the episode, and I already talked about everything I wanted to talk about because I really feel like I really wanted to talk about the whole Joe Burrow swagger going away thing, and we kind of already discussed that. So sorry for being disorganized. I can't always organize all my thoughts properly, but that I think that we've kind of hit that on the head and kind of talked about that. But yeah, Joe Burrow has not lost his swagger. People believe in the man. You can pray for him all you want. You can love him and send him good wishes and all that, but don't for one second think that he is in any way going to be permanently changed from anything that's going on. He is literally recovering from an operation that kills people sometimes. So
yeah. You know what we should do? Picking up from that? Those glasses we all bought in full force last year, the really cool shade, mine
the ones
you
I
got them.
have sitting right next to me?
Yes. I think we should start a movement, and everybody in the fan base that bought those crazy things, and if you haven't yet, just go ahead and buy them. I think we should all wear them for the Jets game next week. Because they're like the symbol of Joe Cool swag. So let's all bring our own swag. Manifest it. Give him some of ours.
Manifest the swag. I love that, Whitney. That is perfect. We're going to manifest some swag for Joe.
I will be wearing them this Sunday.
I'm going to wear them too.
Okay, good. Good deal.
Mine are still lost in Arrowhead Stadium.
Oh, no. I guess
Just
you're going to have to pony up $5 to get some off Amazon. Order them today. They'll get there tomorrow before Sunday.
Yeah.
Amazon is well aware of my house, so.
Yeah. Rob says TV just does his work, keeps his head down, and it's all about his NFL business. Love that guy. Yes. TB is the bomb.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else have anything they need to talk about?
Mine was going to be. Oh, sorry. I was going to say mine was going to be about Collins, but Mary beat me to it. So.
Yeah. Were you going to say anything else about that?
Just you know, that, like I said, I completely forgot that he had been hurt. And so it makes a little sense if his back has been bothering him a little more. Like, I can't imagine having back problems and then having to be in that stance all the time and then coming up and just have like giant men coming at you. Yeah. So that makes me feel a little bit better knowing like that part. But it was a little concerning just seeing how many times people just ran right past him.
Yeah. So we kind of already hit on this, but yeah, I feel like he was definitely limited in camp because of his back issues. So, and he's got both of his ankles taped up. He's had some dings along the way here, but I hope that
it could be making him stiff, like being in that stance. It could have completely affected his balance. Like,
well, it's funny.
Possible.
I think Sands said that he looked stiff out there. So that totally makes sense. So.
I mean, when I sit Indian style on the floor too long, you should see me try to get up off the floor. It's not I can't do it. I fall forward like
right. Like I cannot do yoga. Like I'm not good at it. So I totally sympathize with that.
Exactly. Oh, I guess I just want to reiterate that it is not just us. These first 2 weeks of football have been wild, guys. Like, there has been a million surprises. We are not the only surprise. As a matter of fact, I don't even hear NFL Network and places like that talk about us too much yet because there's just too many other crazier things that are happening in the first 2 weeks. So I think that's just the nature of the NFL, the first, two to 4 games or so, just things that you would never dream happen. Whatever could happen does happen. So
I sort of feel like, the Bengals weren't the only ones that sat all of their starters in the preseason. There were several teams, I think, that sat all of their starters. And I think I mentioned this last week. There was a stat with eight teams sat every single starter and 6 of them lost in week 1. So, I'm not saying that's related. And, I don't care to debate the whole play versus sit in preseason again. But, maybe there's something to that. And maybe it's kind of widespread across the league. I don't know. But I'm with you.
I think it takes time for teams to show you who they're really going to be for the majority of the season. So jury's still out on a lot of teams. And no, Rob, it's not after 2 bottles of wine. It's just because I have bad knees. And no balance. Blame Pam for that one. It's her fault.
All right. Well, no Kayla, so no injury report, but let's see what the future holds with Miss
Okay, so I actually have another conspiracy theory that's going to go along with this. I feel like this baby is interfering a little bit with my psychic abilities.
That makes sense.
So I am just going to say the opposite of what I would really feel in my heart. So I think we're going to struggle this week. It's going to be a battle, and I don't know what's going to happen, but it's going to come down to whichever team decides to show up that day. So I don't know. I'm so superstitious, and I feel like the last 2 weeks I really thought we were, going to kill it. And like I said, this baby's just messing up I'm going to say it's baby brain. So
baby,
we're going to do awful. So.
All right. Well,
it just hurts. It hurts to say that.
I know you had a hard time saying
that. Baby, I hope
my body's rejecting this right now. But I gotta try something.
I was sitting here wondering if you were actually gonna say the words or the L word.
I'm just oh. It's gonna be wishing for a snow day. I'm gonna wear my clothes inside out for the game. Just try whatever I can at this point.
Flush the toilet at night. What was you? Flush ice cubes down the toilet. I don't know.
I've never heard that one.
What?
I don't know. I feel like we did that when we were kids to get snow days. I don't know.
Oh, kind of cute.
Eric says, "How Bro got his groove back, coming to Broadway, 9:25." I like it.
That's kind of cute.
Yeah. Rob says, I got a feeling that the wrath of the offense comes out this week. Yeah. I can see it. I mean, these guys, what happens when you push their buttons. you know, when you count them out and you know, say what you say about them. Even though I thought it was funny that Joe said that he's gotten rid of his social medias, which we kind of knew. I mean, he said that before. I feel like he always kind of will delete the apps off the phone before the season starts, and then in the off season he'll do a little bit, but not a lot, which I think is great. You know, I feel like I'm not going to say any names, but there have been players in the past who have literally like spent their time like scouring Twitter, searching their own name for just to see what people were saying about them. And then they would like reach out to these people. Like I've heard these stories about how they didn't even tag this person in their comment, and it wasn't even that bad. It's just that they had mentioned their name, and then they like sent them a DM about it because they're so pressed about what people are saying about them on the internet. And Joe Burrow could not be further from that guy. And I think that really speaks to his maturity, and it speaks to like that's why he will be a world champion one day, because that's his attitude, and he doesn't care what these people are saying about them because they don't, you know, they don't matter.
That's what makes me laugh so hard when I see like those people that are like, he just wants social media fame and he just wants, you know, all this publicity. And it's like,
yeah,
do you even watch anything or know anything
They're
about
just
Joe
haters.
Burrow?
They don't even know.
They just see that
know.
They just see that he wears cool stuff during his press conferences, and that's
people
all they
send
know.
that to him.
Yeah,
his friend from high school is a fashion designer, and he sent stuff to his home, and he wore it to help get his buddy's name out there. Like, do like 5 seconds of research, people. Like, so annoying. So annoying. The hate is so annoying. Like, you don't even know what you're talking about. Like,
it makes me laugh because it just, if there's an easier way to call out, like, I'm not paying any attention and I'm just saying the first thing that comes to mind.
Like, just say
and I don't know football at all. Like, that does it. Like, you say no more. I got you.
And speaking of like people not doing their research, so when I was watching the NFL Network this past weekend on Sunday, and they said that T. Higgins really needed to step it up because he only had 2 catches in the first game. And I'm like, are you serious right now? Like, you know, he left the game in the middle of the first quarter with a concussion. Like, how do you not
was that the first quarter? Oh my God.
It was the first quarter. It's like, yeah, so
that's the first half, but I couldn't remember. Damn, that, yeah.
I'm like, but how do you get something like that so wrong and you're on national television? It was Steve Mariucci. And I'm just like, just do 5 seconds of research.
Yeah. Rob says it's Joe Flacco versus the Bengals defense. Yeah, at least we know Joe Flacco. At least it's not some random backup that we've never faced before. But
that's true. Remember when he was good and people used to say wacko for Flacco all the time? That's the only thing. That's the first thing I think of.
I honestly, like, I hope this isn't a jinx or anything, but like, I have talked so much crap about Joe Flacco over the years. I think the words have left my mouth that he's probably the worst quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl. Like I have zero respect for him. Like, I think he's not good at all. But then last week, I think I tweeted out, like, I take back every bad thing I ever said about Joe Flacco. Oh.
Do you know, this is so stupid, but like, one of the things that I would love before this game starts, I don't know why. I guess because my mom is giving me Hearst fever, but like, I want like that. You know how like boxers come out before a game and like they do that whole like they stand face to face and then they do the pose
like, make
and
out.
whatever.
Like,
I want a Hearst versus Uzama like
oh
that.
My God, that'd be
I want
hilarious.
that as a poster, but like in a not in negative vibes, like in a like just fun, loving, like sense of humor kind of moment. I want Hearst out there with like his crop top, his full stomach, abdomen showing, and then like, you know.
I want CJ in his
weirdo outfit. Yeah.
Carrying his candy or whatever he was carrying. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
That's what
yeah. Optic says, yeah, we need to turn it on this week. Not full meltdown, but 0-3 would be a giant hole. Yep. Psycho Joe wins it in a New York minute. Yeah. Rob says, plus T just lost his father. Oh yeah. Yeah. His head can't be in the best place right now. I think he's, yeah, that's tough. BG88 says the Bengals are covered so bad in the national media. I saw a few articles that said Burrow got rid of social media because of 2-game losing streak, which isn't what he said. Yes, I didn't see anybody specifically say that, but that was definitely the implication. And then James Rampine was like, yeah, just to be clear, he did not delete this because he can't handle what y'all are saying about him. Like, he deleted this before.
He does it every year.
Like
he does it every year.
Yeah, he does it every year. This isn't new. And it's like the whole sitting in the locker room thing. You know, he downplayed that as not being new either. And everybody tried to read way into that, saying like, oh, he was brooding and, you know, all this stuff. And, you know, yeah, maybe he was thinking about all those turnovers. And then what did he do? Against Dallas, he didn't turn the ball over once. Now, you could argue that he maybe was a little bit too conservative with the ball. But, you know, it's like this is a guy that learns from his mistakes and is going to do better, is always trying to do better, and doesn't care what people on social media say anything. So,
No.
Pam says, now you're talking. All right, Pam.
She wants
All
that.
right.
She wants the Hearst photos. What she wants.
Let's do it. Yeah, he came out week 1 against the Steelers. He came out in his crop top, and I took a picture and sent it to Whitney.
I gave it to her.
Oh, it's so funny. Oh, he's so easy to love. I love it so much. And I think there's a podcast where he was talking, was it him talking about mental health? I could have that wrong. I think it was him, but I could, don't quote me on that. But I know Dan Horde tweeted about a podcast. I want to say it was him, but now I can't be sure. But they were talking about mental health, so that made me think it was him. But yeah, look that up. Thanks, Jess. Rob says, thoughts on Logan Wilson? I mean, pretty darn good.
Mm-hmm. Glad to have him.
He could kick a field goal if we needed him to. Just saying. Thomas R. says that is so true. Joe Burrow is the best. He really is. He's going to get back there. I have every faith. There's no doubt in my mind that Joe Burrow will be back to his old self here sooner rather than later. So,
and you know,
I don't know if you saw, but Andrew Whitworth said so too.
And there's not going to be anybody who's more upset about Joe than Joe. So I think Joe's going to take that, and he hates feeling like this. We know he does. I think he takes it way personally whenever he plays like this. So
yeah,
I think this will hopefully be the week that just everything clicks for us.
Yeah, and we have really disciplined guys that work hard. So they're sitting there dissecting everything that they've done so far, and they're also game plan. Like I don't worry about them getting in their head and mentally checking out, or like not doing as much work, or the work not being as good because their mind is in other places or what. I don't have any concern about that at all. These guys are 100%. Putting in the work, and so they'll iron out the kinks soon. This week. I don't care what Jerry says.
We're hoping that the opposite thing works. But
just kidding.
Okay, Eric has confirmed that it was Hearst. He has a mental health foundation. Yes, I knew about his foundation. I just wasn't 100% sure that he did that podcast because I did not look that up right before we started this. But yes. So go check that out with Dan Horde. I will definitely be listening to that later. And Rob says, Hearst looks like he can pluck a ball from out of the clouds. That's beautiful, Rob. I love that. So poetic. I'm going to start writing Bengals poetry. I like that. It's going to be one of my lines in my poem. But, okay, well, we're a little over time tonight, but thank you guys so much for everybody who watched live. Thank you, everybody who's watching after the fact. We appreciate you guys, too. Be sure and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are giving away a autographed, game-worn Von Bell jersey when we reach 1,000 subscribers. We are getting closer and closer all the time, so make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to be notified when we go live. I think now that Kayla's show is opening this week, so I think Wednesday is going to kind of revert back to our normal day, so you can look for us on Wednesdays at 8 here on YouTube and Twitter. So thank you guys all so much, and make sure you go see Kayla's show. If you're in the Cincinnati area, make sure you go and see Kayla's show this weekend. It's going to be really fun. She's been posting pictures, and she sent us some pictures, and it looks really fabulous. I can't wait to see it. I'm going to try and see it on.
It's a murder mystery. Do we think she did it? I don't know.
She probably.
We should run a poll.
Yeah.
That would be hilarious. That'd be so funny. But all right, Who Day, everybody. Who Day, Stranger 4420. Who Day, Rob. Who Day, Kelsey. Who Day, Darth Bangle. And Who Day, Rob. Jigga says, beat the Jets. And Crypt Keeper said, great show tonight, ladies of the Who Day. Thank you so much, Crypt. And thank you all so much for joining us. See you next time. And Who Day.
Who Day.